Alrighty, guys, what is going on? I'm Tubby Emo. I have the volume turned up, so do not tell me you cannot hear me. Turn your volume up, and let's get it going. Night of Champions, the pay-per-view. Personally, I really enjoyed the show, but that was just my personal opinion. We'll get to your opinions here very shortly, guys. Follow me along right now on Twitter, twitter.com/TubbyMoo. Use hashtag NOCPPV. We're not going to use the WWE PPV. Or WWE NOC, I think, was the official hashtag for tonight. Join the hashtag NOC PPV live stream right now. Let me put the link to the stream here up quick. We're going to talk about it. We're going to take your calls. We are going to do all to the stream here. Going to do all that fun stuff. Oh, it's pretty late. I'm guessing a lot of people go to bed. That's perfectly fine. You know, it's after the show that I normally post a review. I just thought, what the hell, we might as well take some calls anyway, because a lot of people keep saying, Tubby, we want to take your calls. So, Night of Champions, let's start it off with the horrible luck I had when it came to the pay-per-view. About 6:15, I ordered a pizza from Domino's, and my card got declined. And I'm like, oh, shit, so I set it up for carry-out, and I went to go get it, and my card got declined. I'm like, oh, fuck, hey, there's tons of money on there. Why the hell would it be declined? So I go to the ATM, and that declines it. So I call PayPal, and they're like, oh, yeah, you had 5 security things. Just check and verify them, then you're good to go. So I do that, and then I drive back to the ATM, and it still didn't work. I was like, what the fuck? And then I call PayPal on the way back to my house because I'm trying to rush back to watch the pay-per-view. And they're like, oh, yeah, here, let me just go ahead and reset it. There you go. Okay. So now I get in the door at 7:02. I'm waiting to watch Night of Champions, the pay-per-view. I'm super excited. And then I go to order it on the TV. And let me just say, I always order the pay-per-view. I don't ever stream them anymore. Just because, you know, I do this for a living. I mean, I prefer it on HD versus a little computer screen. Because I looked at the stream when I was having trouble. I'm like, I'm not watching on this little computer screen. And it's $54.95 on Comcast with Charter. The HD is only $44.95. So I was like, oh shit, whatever. So I ordered it. It was not coming up, and it said, oh, the order couldn't process. Go to 1-800-XFINITY. So I call Xfinity, and it says automated order. Says, all right, thank you. Your order's been processed. You can now enjoy the channel. I'm like 504. So I do that, and then it still doesn't show up. So then I'm fucking freaking out because my PayPal got reset, so I set the pizza to delivery. So I'm waiting to go outside to wait for the delivery guy because I don't know how to buzz him in my fucking building. And then just a clusterfuck, and finally, after 4 support texts with Comcast about 7:30, I got it back on. So before I did this live stream, I wanted to watch the Fatal 4-Way match. Just started off, and it was a good show. It was a good way to start off the match. In the end, though, Mysterio was outside the ring. Sin Cara took out a mask and was going to put it on Cody Rhodes, but Miz got involved. Sin Cara put the mask on Miz. Miz went in the corner. Cody Rhodes is going to go for a crossroads, had him in the hold, but then Miz kind of like bumped into Cody out of instinct, not being able to see with the mask on his face, hit a skull-crushing finale, and retained his title. So if you want to talk about the Miz right now, give me a call, 619-618-0268. Let's take your calls and talk about Night of Champions. Wait, hashtag PPV. Here we go, 619-618-0268. Let's take your calls. You can get them in here. About 200 people watching. Wow, I wasn't expecting that much for a late night call show here. Sponsored by water, because water is delicious. You definitely want to check it out. If you guys are watching the stream, make sure to smash that like button. Just show your support. That way, I know how many people are in here right now, because there's 214 people. And it's 23 likes. So, and some people are going to make the comparison, oh, TNA did it first. Look at Bobby Roode and Austin Aries. WWE's done it so many times with a double shoulder on the count out. Come on, get the fuck out of here. I mean, it's happened before in the WWE, so comparing it to TNA makes pretty much no sense. Oops, geez, we missed 3 calls right there. So you want to give us a call, 619-618-0268. Here we go. What is up? Who is this? What's up? All right, thanks for your call. If you're going to pick up, make sure to mute the stream. What is up? Who is this?
This is Roy.
Make sure to mute the stream, sir.
Oh, okay.
All right, what besides the big thing? Because I'm sure everybody that calls in and their mother is going to be talking about the last thing that happened on the pay-per-view. But is there anything else besides the main event you want to talk about?
I was wondering what parts of the Sin Cara, Rey Mysterio, and Miz and Cody Rhodes match that you liked the most?
What part did I like the most? Well, I had to go
Yeah.
back and watch it, and I was watching the encore presentation of it, and I liked when Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara were teaming up, and then they turned on each other, but it didn't last long enough for them to build up any animosity because I think the Miz pulled out Mysterio, and then Cody Rhodes
Oh,
came for Sin Cara. So we still don't get to see any animosity between Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio. My favorite thing in the match though was probably the finish. I liked the way that went down. I thought that Sin Cara could have sold it a little better. I mean, I think he oversold in a way because if Cody Rhodes just went to grab him for the crossroads, he didn't actually hit on him. Why is he passed out on the side of him? That was the only problem I
yeah.
had with that match, and he failed to break up two counts. He jumped in too late on the one, and the referee just he jumped up and stomped it two, even though Miz's shoulders are still on the ground. Was your favorite part of the match? Any high
Um,
flying?
well, there's a lot. I mean, I could like put just one in there. Like, there's a lot.
There was a lot of good points, especially like when was it Mysterio or Sin Cara that went out on Cody Rhodes out on the side? I think it was Mysterio.
Yeah.
Uh, there was a lot of high flying action. There was a lot of good stuff, but ultimately Mysterio and Sin Cara aren't broken up yet, so there's still a possibility of them being a team. So that's what I like to see. They went out there, they're trying to have some little friendly competition. So I'm imagining on Raw tomorrow, he's going to come up and they're going to be like, you know what, we can still be buddies, and they're going to be a tag team, and I think they're going to go up against anger management, if that's what you want to call them. I think that's what's going to happen. So, do you have a
Yeah.
YouTube channel you want to pimp out, sir?
Yeah, it's Big Daddy Roy 504.
All right, thank you very much for your call, sir. All right, guys, we're going to talk about the Divas match now. If you want to give us a call, 619-618-0268 if you have feelings on the Divas match. Let's see here. What is up? Who is this? All right, thanks for your call very much. Let's see here. Fuck Punk. A lot of people are mad at Punk. We'll get to Punk in a second, guys. I know a lot of people are mad. A lot of people are angry, and we'll definitely cover that. Um, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's go through it right away. Let's cover the main essentials while that video is loading because I don't know how long this is going to go for. The opening match, Miz retained. If you guys weren't paying attention, Miz did retain his title. And then came time. Well, actually, before it came time for that, Eve was backstage with the primetime players, and the primetime players were like, "It's unfair, Eve, because of what not Booker T, what AJ did. She cost us the title opportunity." Um, and then Eve's like, "Well, excuse me," because Caitlyn was crying, and Caitlyn was backstage with her ankle hurt, and Eve was sitting there playing goody goody, like, "Oh, you can't compete. I'll make sure you get a title opportunity," which eventually led to her going on to face Layla for the championship, and she did beat her. Eve, in fact, is your brand new Divas champion. I hate to spoil it here if you're not sure or you didn't watch it, or if you're not going to watch it till tomorrow. But Eve Torres is your new Divas champion. If you guys don't want to know what happened, there are going to be spoilers in this show. So let's talk about it. You can either talk about, if you want to give us a call, talk about the anger management title match or Layla and Eve Torres. Let's wait till the main event. Let's not bring up John Cena and CM Punk right now. If you want to talk about John Cena and CM Punk, I'm going to tell you guys to call in later if you do call in. That's just the way we're going to do it that way, because last stream was overwhelmed by John Cena versus CM Punk support right at the beginning, and it kind of died off near the end. Let's see here. What is up? Who is this?
Hello?
Make sure to mute the stream, sir.
Well, me the same. Oh, yeah, I was just wondering what kind of pizza you ordered from Domino's.
It was a double pepperoni, but I don't actually care about the pizza. I wanted the garlic cheese bread.
Oh, yeah, I like that, too.
It never used to be good, but now they put so much cheese in it as a medium
Yeah.
pizza, and it tastes wonderful. So, yes, that's the kind of pizza I got, sir.
All right.
Eventually, when it arrived. Do you have a YouTube channel you want to pimp out?
Yeah, Vlog Action TV.
Thank you very much. All right, here we go. What is up from Britain? Oh, geez. Calling from across the pond. What's up? Okay. calling from across the pond in the Virgin Islands, and didn't answer. So if you guys are going to call in, make sure to mute the stream. The Divas title match is going on the screen. Caitlyn did not compete tonight. Her ankle was bummed, and Eve Torres went on to win. Hate to be a spoiler breaker. Punk can't wrestle. Caitlyn looks like a skunk. I don't think Caitlyn looks like a skunk. I thought Caitlyn did a good job. She was kind of a horrible actor. She didn't really sell the ankle injury very well, but what is up, who is this? All right, thanks for your call. What is up, who is this?
Hello. Last stream I talked about being on commentary, who's going to replace Jerry Lawler,
Yep.
and so I was talking about JBL, and so since he returned, I just wanted to know your thoughts on how he did, and do you see him in the future, possibly tomorrow or on SmackDown?
Oh my God! When we found out from Jerry Lawler, when Jerry Lawler tweeted that out, and there was rumors about it, and when he tweeted it, I was genuinely excited. I'm like, okay, well, JBL hasn't been on commentary for a while, and I mean, he was with Taz and Michael Cole, but he never really commentated for that long. That I wasn't expecting too much, and I totally forgot how awesome he was. And I missed that first Miz match because there were some good zingers in there. But once I started hearing him talk, especially about Kane, Daniel Bryan and Kane, a hug. I mean, he was JBL made the pay-per-view tonight. His commentary, I think, and I hate to say this, I don't mean to be disrespectful in any way. I think he far surpassed Jerry Lawler. And I hate to say that because I love Jerry Lawler just as much as I do JBL. But JBL absolutely did a wonderful job. So it is your question if he's going to be on Raw. Apparently they did ink a deal for him to be on Raw tomorrow night. Will he stay to SmackDown? Probably not. I think SmackDown is going to always stay, at least for the time being, Josh Matthews and Michael Cole. A lot of people keep saying that they don't want Michael Cole on both shows. I don't know what Michael Cole's contract's like, if he wants to, if he doesn't want to. But JBL absolutely made that pay-per-view. His one-liners, I couldn't even keep up posting them on Twitter.
Yeah, he was amazing. He made me watch all the matches through the Divas matches.
Yeah. He flip-flopped a lot, though. I mean, that was the only downfall. You couldn't tell if he was being face, if he was being heel. He was going back and forth. He wasn't just straight down the line hating on this person. Like, he would praise this person for this, and then he'd go out and completely contradict himself in the next thing. But it didn't matter because he was that good, and I had totally forgot how awesome JBL was on commentary, sir. So
yeah, he was great.
It's way better than Matt Stryker, Josh Matthews ever could have did, in my opinion. And thank God Scott Stanford wasn't on there.
Yeah.
All right, you want to pimp out your YouTube channel again?
Yes, it's Ruben WWE HD.
Thank you very much for your call, sir. Okay, if you guys are not paying attention or you're just joining us now, JBL was the commentator. And he did an absolutely awesome job tonight. He killed it. He went out there and was playing the good announcer tonight. Well, because it was JBL. And I think they were both kind of playing the good announcer. They were trying to, I don't know if it was kind of paying homage to Jerry Lawler or what they were doing, but they did a great job. They really did. All right, the Divas match is still on screen. Let's talk about the other matches of the night. Let's jump into the pre-show, the Battle Royale. I didn't catch the Battle Royale. I was trying to watch it on my iPhone as I was going to Domino's, and it kept buffering. And in the end, Zack Ryder won. He took Tenzai out. And so I thought, you know what, he's going to lose now, unfortunately, to, Antonio Cesaro. And in the end, he did lose to Antonio Cesaro. Zack Ryder was going for the broski boot. Oksana pulls him out. Zack Ryder goes for a pursuit. Oksana blocks him, and Zack's like, get out of the way. He slides back in the ring. Cesaro hits him and hits his finisher for the win. And in that one, the European uppercut that Antonio Cesaro does is absolutely fantastic, and it paid homage to something that happened on later in the night. And that uppercut from Antonio Cesaro was like, bam, and beat the shit out of Zack Ryder. It looked like they knocked the shit out of him. I thought he did a great job. Yes, I know Eve fought on the screen, and I just didn't have time to change the match. Eve is the new Divas champion if you're just joining us. Let's see here. What else happened? Let's talk about Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler. If you guys want to talk about Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler right now, 619-618-0268. Once again, if you guys are just joining us, if you want to call in, let's not talk about John Cena and CM Punk till the end. I'm sure we're going to get a bunch of calls. So if you're going to call in, make sure to let me know who you are. Make sure the stream is muted. And let's talk about Randy Orton, Dolph Ziggler, Ryder versus Cesaro, or the Divas match, or even the anger management match, because I really want to talk about that more. But let's stay away from the ending, because that's going to cause a lot of controversy. So 619-618-0268. Let's get your feedback here. What is up? Who is this?
Yeah, this is DJ.
All right, DJ, man. What do you want to talk about besides the main event? Because I want to get to the main event in a while. What caught your interest tonight?
Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio.
Sheamus and Del Rio. Okay, we're just about to get to that one. Are you happy with the way it finished? I mean, well, we should context it for people that are just joining. If you're trying to get a recap here, if you missed the pay-per-view before the match, they came out, and it was actually a promo before the match even started that Ricardo comes in and his neck brace was off, and he was feeling good. And did you see that? You saw that, right?
Yeah, I seen that, yeah.
So he comes in, and David Otunga and Alberto Del Rio were like, "What are you doing?" He's like, my neck is fine. And he's like, as a Harvard-educated lawyer, we're in Boston. You got to put that back on. And they ended up calling him El Stupido. So I think I did that. I said, and Small said, I think he's going to be a screw job or something. So then comes time for the match. Did you think there were going to be some sort of screw job? Did you think Del Rio would be the cause of the loss?
I really did think so. I think Ricardo was going to do something just to get back. But overall, it was a good matchup.
The match was okay. I liked it. It was entertaining, and the thing that kind of changed it up was the bro kick was banned, but Booker T came out, and I think Arto Cal from the Score said it best. He's like, in Booker T fashion, he should have came out mid-match. It didn't really feel like his style coming out at the beginning of the match. And he really dragged out that announcement for what we knew it was going to be. He was like, the bro kick is, and then, I don't know, he just kind of prolonged it, and the bro kick became legal. So right off the bat, when David Otunga was taking off his neck brace, like, oh, shit, we lost, he gets hit with a bro kick. Now, did you think he was going to win by bro kick? Or did you think he was going to use the Texas Cloverleaf?
Texas Cloverleaf. I really wanted Sheamus just to drop the belt.
You wanted Sheamus to drop the belt?
Yes, I just think it's due time for him just to drop it.
Okay. Well, and we're going to talk about, in a little second here, about Ziggler and Orton. And a lot of people are mad that Ziggler didn't cash in. He has the contract for a year, guys. You got to be patient. Ardo said it, Jimmy Corderas said it, a bunch of other guys said it, that, he's building up stock, losing these matches just as much as he is if he was winning or if he cashed in the briefcase. So I'm not sure, as somebody else mentioned about him being a transitional champion last time. Did you want Dolph Ziggler to win, or did you just want Del Rio to come out with the belt?
I just wanted Sheamus just to drop it.
You didn't care who it was.
I wouldn't say to anybody, let ABR win, because I really am tired of ABR. So I would think, okay, this is my option. Sheamus lost the belt. Dolph Ziggler cashes in, and then has a program with Randy Orton somehow. Yeah,
that's what they were kind of. What were they saying? They were kind of promoting that, saying, well, if, Dolph does go on to cash in the Money in the Bank, they basically laid the groundwork for a Randy Orton-Dolph Ziggler feud by saying, well, Randy beat him tonight, so when he's the future champion, he's pretty much earned himself a title opportunity. So, yes, sir. They did lay it for the program, but it just wasn't our time. It wasn't time. But I do have to admit, I was really mad that Sheamus held the belt tonight. I honestly was hoping he would have dropped it. I don't know who's going to make him drop it. I hope to God they don't do Alberto Del Rio. The feud ended clean. It was with a bro kick. There was no shoddy stuff going on. Del Rio took a bunch of pain, just like he did against Daniel Bryan when Daniel Bryan moved on. So hopefully Del Rio moves on. Maybe he goes for the Intercontinental title now.
Well, definitely.
That's what I'm thinking. So.
Please. All right, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man. Do you have a YouTube channel you want to pimp out or anything?
DJ Malone Pro.
DJ Malone Pro. All right, thank you very much for your call, sir. All right, well, we better talk about it. Dolph Ziggler versus Randy Orton, match of the night, in my opinion. John Cena versus CM Punk got up there, and we'll talk about that very shortly, but definitely Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler was the match of the night. They went back and forth. It was a very technical match. Dolph was, doing more of the grappling and, kind of what Cena and CM Punk were working on. And, in the end, unfortunately, and I thought it was kind of, JBL said it best, where Randy doesn't want a cheap win because he could have got a 10 count because he hit the DDT from the barricade. He didn't do it from inside the ring. He did it from the barricade, and it looked like Dolph was completely out of it. And Randy throws him back in, and JBL was like, he's not in that for that cheap win. And it's exactly what it was because he rolls him back in. They go back and forth. He had a sleeper. Randy throws him off. Throws him out of the sleeper. He comes at him. He judo throws him straight up in the air like Antonio Cesaro does for the European uppercut. And out of nowhere, RKO for the victory. And it's those kind of matches that even though Dolph Ziggler loses, he still gets put over. It goes out and shows how tough he is and how ready he is. Because if he goes out there and beats everybody, and he's champion, he doesn't really have anything to prove. Versus now, where if he goes out against Randy Orton and, puts up one hell of a fight, but in the end, Randy Orton gets the victory. But then come time when Dolph's finally champion and he goes up against Randy Orton, and then he beats Randy Orton, that's going to mean a hell of a lot more than beating him now without a championship, in my opinion. So I thought they played it off perfectly, and as much as I would have loved to see Dolph cash in tonight, he didn't. So 619-618-0268 as I'm trying to break it down for people that are watching the stream. If you did not watch Night of Champions pay-per-view, let's check Twitter out quick and see what people are saying on there. You can get a hold of us, twitter.com/TubbyEmu, hashtag NOCPPV, if you want to talk. Let's see what people are saying up there. Team Friendship for the win. Okay, yes, let's talk about Team Friendship. Daniel Bryan and Kane did an absolutely fantastic job, as you can see on screen. They went out there. It was a back-and-forth contest. You saw Daniel Bryan and Kane fighting. At one point, they hugged it out, and the crowd fucking ate it up. I was eating it up. I absolutely loved everything about that match. The chemistry between Daniel Bryan and Kane is fantastic. It really is. In the end, though, and I'm gonna jump ahead through a lot of the stuff. Kofi Kingston was gonna go for a top rope maneuver. Kane was up top. Daniel Bryan grabs Kane, and he's like holding onto his leg. So when Kofi Kingston went for Hurricane Rana, he fell straight to the ground. And then Kane, getting pissed, like, what the hell did you just do that for? Pushed Daniel Bryan on the apron. And then Daniel Bryan comes back as Kane was about to go do, I think it was a clothesline, pushes him off right on top of Kofi Kingston for the 1, 2, 3. So just like when Kane dropped the chokeslam on Daniel Bryan on top of R-Truth or Kofi, whoever it was, I can't remember, from Monday, you get a victory from like that. Now, that was a great way to end it. I absolutely loved every part of that match. But what was even better, once again, was the promo with Dr. I can't even remember his name now. How awesome that was. You had JBL going back and forth, but in the end, they were coming back. He's like, I'm the tag team champions. And he's like, no, I'm the tag team champion. So they're going back. Daniel Bryan's walking up, I'm the tag team champions. I'm the tag team champions. And then Kane comes back there, and they're sitting there talking to him with the doctor, and AJ's there, and AJ's like, stop! And she freaks out like, looks like she had an orgasm. And he's like, what do you want to say, Kane? And Daniel Bryan congratulates him, and then Kane just like, he walks away, and Daniel Bryan's like, see, I'm the world heavy, I'm the tag team champions. And then Kane comes back, he's like, you have nothing to say. Dumps Gatorade on him and AJ. He's like, you have nothing to say. I'm going to Disneyland. And when Kane said that, I could not stop laughing. So if you want to talk about that, let me know, 619-618-0268. We'll talk about that right now. We've kind of laid the groundwork for everything except John Cena and CM Punk. So we'll talk about everything but that match right now. 619-618-0268. I do apologize if you guys are calling in. I'm trying to answer them. What is up? Who is this?
Hey, man. This is Aaron.
All right, Aaron. Besides the main event tonight, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Ziggler. Do you think that he's going to cash in the Money in the Bank at what's it called, Royal Rumble against The Rock and Cena, or
I don't think it's going to be Rock and Cena, first of all. I think, once again, it'll bring up the... Make sure to mute the stream, sir.
it is.
Okay. I honestly think that... I don't know when he's going to cash in. Some people want to see it against Wade Barrett. Some people want to see it against... as far as that happening, I don't think he'll go that far. Because the main event of... Wait, why'd you say Cena and Rock? I don't think they're going to be World Heavyweight Champion. I don't think either one of them is going to be. They basically set the groundwork for the main event. I guess we can talk about it, but CM Punk used the rock bottom on John Cena. Which would basically, once again, after he just rock bottomed him a couple weeks before, a month before, kind of set that is the main event. So I think Dolph will eventually cash in, probably at Royal Rumble. That's when I want to see him cash in, but it won't be against either one of those guys.
That's what I'm thinking he will do. I'm thinking like he's gonna lose it and he's gonna get mad with Vicky and they're gonna finally split up.
Well, I wish they break up soon here anyway. I mean, JBL was like on Vicky's side, but then when he started talking about the inspiration, he's like, it's inspiration when she starts yelling. He's like, what? And Michael Cole's like, well, wait, no, you're contradicting yourself. No, she's inspiration for the yelling that way that I actually do better so she doesn't have to yell because I don't want to hear a screaming voice. I do think, though, and I know a lot of people are mad that he lost. He's like, well, how are you ever going to build him if he loses? If you have him go out before he's the World Heavyweight Champion and beat everybody, when he's champion, who's he going to face? He put on a hell of a show tonight. He had a great match. And eventually Dolph will cash in, but now's not his time. So, did you want him to cash in?
I got a crazy prediction for Royal Rumble.
All right, what's that?
Back to the Spirit Squad.
Get out! Don't he? Oh, who is all? Where are the Spirit Squad right now? I'm trying to think. I can't remember everybody that was on it. Let's see.
That'd be hilarious.
It was Kenny. It was Kenny, Johnny, and Mikey. Those are the only two. It was Nikki. He was Nikki, right? I can't remember which one he was.
He was Nikki. Yeah.
I can't remember who he was. That would be. I don't know. I wouldn't be again. I don't even know what the hell the other guys are doing right now. But that'd be kind of. Oh, Kenny Dykstra. Okay, I never liked Kenny Dykstra. Who else was there? There was Johnny Jeter. I don't remember who the hell he is. You have Mitch, who is Nick Mitchell. No idea where the fuck he is. Mikey was Michael Brenly. So none of these guys I don't even think are even in the wrestling anymore. Well, Mitch is in Ring of Honor. But no, get out of here. I mean, you have a better chance of seeing the NWO with Paul Heyman come back shortly than seeing the Spirit Squad ever live. Just because I hate Kenny Dykstra.
Feud between Zach and Kane, that'd be cool if Kurt Hawkins and Zach get back together and win the tag team championship.
Oh God, don't. Well, yeah, but cool. if you're gonna do that, you have to have Edge come back, and you have to have Edge manage him. You got to put him in there. I think that would be kind of funny. But was it? It was the. Yeah. All right. You have a YouTube channel on Pinball, sir?
U.S. Army Aaron 52.
All right. Thank you very much for your call tonight, sir.
All right, man.
All right. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. The main event between John Cena and CM Punk. I'm not even going to cut through the bullshit. Let's get right through it. Let's cut through it. In the end, Cena kicked out of a Macho Man elbow, 2 GTSs, an Anaconda Vice, a rock bottom, which basically CM Punk used the rock bottom, which would signify it's going to be CM Punk versus Rock at Royal Rumble. They're already laying the groundwork. The question is what's going to happen with John Cena. I think, Paul Heyman did a great job sitting ringside with his facial expressions. He did a wonderful job, kind of like HBK did, of selling WrestleMania 28. When it comes down to it, though, in the end, even 2 attitude adjustments later, the finish, a lot of people are complaining about. They're saying how stupid it was. They go to the top rope. Well, it was the middle rope. Cena was on the middle rope. I don't know where CM Punk was. And it was German suplex. And the German suplex bridged it not very well, apparently, obviously. And gets the 1, 2, 3. So Cena runs out, which to me signified that something was up. I didn't think of it at first, but when he goes running out of the ring to grab the title, I was like, okay, well, they're obviously going to do something. And I didn't even realize the double shoulders were down. I looked at him like, wait, is his shoulders down? Whatever. And he's celebrating with the title, and then the ref goes over Chad Patton's like, nope, both shoulders were on the ground. and still champion, because he takes the belt away from him. And I was sitting there going, wait, is this the Boston screw job? Is Vince going to come out, and is it all a huge ploy? But no, it was literally they just showed the replay, and his shoulders were down. So a lot of people are going to be mad about it. Let's talk about it. 619-618-0268. Let's talk about John Cena versus CM Punk. A lot of people are going to be pissed off. A lot of people are probably going to hear an earful. So let's hear it right now. 619-618-0268. If you guys are watching the stream, do me a favor and smash that like button. There's 287 of you. So let's talk about it. And at the same time, you guys should show your support. That way I know you stop by. What is up? Who is this?
Hey, it's Matt.
All right, Matt. What do you want to talk about? Here we go. Night of Champions pay-per-view.
Yeah, the only thing I had a problem was they hit like 3 finishers each on each other, and then it ends with a German suplex. I mean, it didn't really seem that convincing of an ending. You know, I knew something had to be up.
I guess here's what my take is on it. When obviously the feud was going to continue. Obviously CM Punk and John Cena was going to continue. You know, when I saw the Hell in a Cell promo, I was like, okay, it's going to continue for sure. The only question is, how is it going to continue? You can't have one of the guys go over clean. You just can't do it. People were saying that Paul Heyman was going to screw him over, and Paul Heyman played it clean down the middle. He just sat there. He didn't do anything tonight. One of the problems, though, with that finish was it basically, I don't want to say eradicated, but if last time after 2 finishers, you know, CM Punk won, what's different now? Was it the title on the line? Was it the build-up? What made John Cena and CM Punk both kick out of? Because Cena kicked out of a Macho Man elbow, 2 GTSs. He got out of an Anaconda Vice. He got out of a Rock Bottom. And then, you know, CM Punk got out of 2 AAs, 2 STFs.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's a German suplex. Now, I don't have a problem with the double shoulders down because it's kind of like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, where his shoulders were on the mat as he was tapping out. I mean, you have to have some sort of finish like that, but yeah, I mean, it is kind of bullshit. Like, if it was in a way where CM Punk knew it was going to be a double count out, it would make more sense. But it's like, how can you not kick out from a German suplex?
Yeah, and I mean, I guess we're all just going to have to get used to seeing Cena versus Punk till probably TLC, and then you got, you know, the whole thing with, I'm thinking Cena wins the Royal Rumble, and we see a triple threat between Rock, Punk, and Cena at WrestleMania.
We might get to see something like that, but I was happy with the finish. I mean, because I don't want to see John Cena versus CM Punk anymore, but really there's nobody else on Raw for him to go up against. As much as we always talk about this, there's nobody for CM Punk to go up against. So, I mean, you really have no other option than Super Cena. But I would have liked to see something like something happens and they're both laying there and they have their hands across each other.
Yeah, that would have been a lot more believable.
I think to me that would have been. I'm trying to think what happened. It was Kane versus at TLC. It was Kane versus was it Mark Henry or Big Show, or what was it? Was it 2 years ago or was it last year that they both had their arms across each other and went to a double? I can't remember what it was.
I don't know.
But
I can't remember the last time Kane and them faced.
I would have preferred that.
Yeah.
I would have preferred that. So, I mean, I do agree with you that that's kind of a... I mean, what does it say about finishers? I mean, now if John Cena versus CM Punk ever face each other on Raw in a tag team match or whatever, and if one of them hits a finisher, and that one finisher gets a 1, 2, 3, what does it say about finishing in WWE in general?
Yeah, exactly. And another thing that I was kind of confused about, this is not have anything to do with Night of Champions, but was it 2 weeks ago when it was like a Falls Count Anywhere match, and CM Punk hit John Cena with a roundhouse kick, and then Alberto Del Rio just went in for the pin.
That was the other week, yeah. That's where you get to see the continuity errors. I mean, John Cena and Del Rio had already had like a 15-minute match going on, and yeah, it was one roundhouse kick. You know, that's the extenuating circumstance in the WWE. I mean, that's where the line between entertainment and believability comes in. I mean, how can you not kick out after one? I mean, I don't know. I don't have that answer for that because, you know, maybe when it's on the line, it counts more. I mean, it's kind of like what Miz said on SmackDown. He's like, you could beat me one-on-one, but if it's not for the title, I mean, in a title match, I'll give it my all. I mean, so maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it just doesn't matter. I mean, I'm the kind of guy
I'm sure
that
they just don't have any, like, they don't really care about that. They just, want to put on a show as far as the pay-per-views come along, and as long as it's somewhat believable to, like, whoever is there, then they can get a reaction out of it. I'm sure they really don't care how believable it is.
they've been really trying to get a reaction out of CM Punk. I mean, they even had him come out in Yankee gear. I mean, that's really, really trying to draw a reaction from the Boston fans. And they didn't give him a bad reaction. The fans, half of them was let's go Cena, half of them was let's go Punk. Because I thought they were saying let's go Cena, Cena sucks, but they were saying let's go Cena, CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you going to do? I mean, you're kind of split. It was the same thing with, Chicago. I don't think
Ziggler.
Yeah,
it was the time with him, too.
What's going to happen? Where are they going to – what's going to make CM Punk a believable heel? I mean, they've tried going after Bret Hart. They've tried ditching him in Chicago. They've had him now hit him with the title belt. Is it going to be hitting him with the title belt at the pay-per-view? Is that what's going to send him so people hate him? I don't think people are going to hate him. I think in the past year, the wannabes have fallen and attached to CM Punk, and they're going to stay that way.
Yeah. They've done enough promos to try to get CM Punk turned totally heel, but just the hardcore fans and even just, the people who fell for him back when he was a baby face, they're just going to stick with him all the way.
All right. You have a YouTube channel you want to pimp out, sir?
No, not really.
All right. Thank you very much for your call tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, sir. Let's see. Let's check Twitter quick. A lot of retweets from people. The live stream is awesome. Thank you very much. Let's see. Do you think AJ will give Cena a rematch? Yes, obviously. I lulled Daniel Bryan, the tag team champions. Kane, I'm going to Disneyland. When Kane said, you have nothing to say, I'm going to Disneyland, and he dumped the Gatorade on him, I fucking lost it. I was done. I was like, are you serious? Dr. Shelby, that's what his name is. I just randomly remembered that in my head. They're doing an awesome job. That is the most enjoyable thing about Monday Night Raw right now, is waiting for those segments to come on screen, in my opinion. What's your process, Toby? Probably a C? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could squeeze it into a D, but if you want to give us a call right now, 619-618-0268. Let's light it up. Let's light it up. I'm surprised her music didn't play tonight and she didn't come out. She's too busy getting her puppy soaked in Gatorade. Cena versus Punk. Let's talk about it right now. 619-618-0268. Here we go. What is up? Who is this? Okay. All right. What is going on? Who is this?
Hello?
What's up?
Husky?
What's up? Night of Champions, what do you think of it? All right, thank you for your call. What is up? Who is this?
What's up?
Make sure to mute the stream, sir. All right, Night of Champions, what do you think of it?
Oh, man, Night of Champions was amazing.
All right, what about it was amazing for you, sir?
The John Cena versus CM Punk, that match, I didn't go into that match thinking it was going to deliver, because it's delivered before, but I wasn't expecting it to be better than their Money in the Bank match. But in my honest opinion, I thought it was. I mean, do you think it was?
I really liked the match. Yes, I absolutely did enjoy it. I mean, I think that the finishers got a little repetitive. I mean, at WrestleMania, I understand it with like 3 Rock Bottoms, 3 Stone Cold Stunners, 3 Rock Bottoms, 3 Attitude Adjustments. Like that, I get. At a Night of Champions pay-per-view, though, I
see what you're saying there.
I guess CM Punk is on a quest for respect, so I mean, I kind of can believe that. I mean, it's going to be super hard to ever believe now, leading up to the next Hell in a Cell, when John Cena will eventually get his rematch. If he gets pinned or kicked with 1 roundhouse kick or 1 GTS or 1 anything, it's going to be like, well, how come you can kick out of rock bottom, 2 GTSs, an anaconda device, but you can't kick out a 1 roundhouse kick?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, people can always just make the distinction, well, it's a pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's true. Pay-per-views somehow give you more strength.
I mean, look at The Undertaker. I mean, he didn't have a horrible record at normal pay-per-views, but he lost to, before he left, he lost to Kane like twice. He got buried at bragging rights, but every year at WrestleMania, he's the king.
Yeah, oh my gosh. That SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, I believe it was, when you had to do that road to WrestleMania with The Undertaker, I could not beat that match whatsoever.
Oh, I got it eventually. I had to turn down the difficulty, but I did get it.
It was that match was nuts.
All right, so what you said you enjoyed the last match. Then what would you give the pay-per-view overall?
Well, you had Dolph Ziggler and Randy Orton in there, which was phenomenal. That match would just kick ass. Zack Ryder, I was surprised that they put him in that match. But, I don't know. I would give probably the pay-per-view an 8.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what was the low point for you then? Before we let you go, what was the low point for you? What didn't you enjoy about that pay-per-view?
I didn't enjoy that this was actually on the pre-show, I didn't enjoy that they had Drew McIntyre lose the Battle Royal. I thought he should have won. I'm a long-time Drew Mac fan, and I'm pushing for Drew Mac to just get that one big bump. But
he's going to get rebranded.
I thought that was the lowest.
He's got to get rebranded. He's got to get rebranded. He can't stay the same.
Yeah, they were wanting to do a whole gimmick thing where he played a gay guy a long time ago. Like, did you hear about that? When I first read about that, I was like, that's like the whole male stripper gimmick that Tyler Rex and Kurt Hawkins were doing.
And they probably would have continued it had it not failed. Was Damian Sandow part of that Battle Royal?
I didn't see him. And it'll probably be really easy to see him with those big pink tights on.
Goddamn. All right, sir. Do you have a YouTube channel you want to pimp out?
Yeah, youtube.com/WWE TNA for life.
All right, thank you very much for your call, sir. Let's take a look at really quick here. Let me find it. I'm trying to find it. I'm out of water here for a second. Let me pull up Wrestling Inc. here. I want to see if... I'm trying to jot my mind here. Who all came back tonight? I know Ted DiBiase came back. Give me 1 second here. All right, so yeah, Ted DiBiase come back. The attendance is about 14,000. You had good news from Jerry Lawler. You had 2 new champions tonight. You had new tag team champions, a new Divas champion. Everybody else retained their title. I was glad to see Ted DiBiase return. That was a good thing. I was surprised not to see Ryback, though. Ryback and Damian Sandow. What is up? Who is this?
Eddie Taylor.
Make sure to mute the stream, sir.
All right.
The YouTube stream. Make sure to mute it.
Say what?
Make sure to mute the YouTube live stream.
Okay. All right.
I still hear it.
You can hear it?
I hear something else in the background.
Oh, my bad. I was like, okay.
All right. What about Night of Champions you want to talk about?
Well, first off, when JBL and Michael Cole was doing the commentary, like I noticed that Michael Cole was doing like the good guy role again. Like, is that? I want to know how this is gonna fit with Jerry Lawler, because I don't think he's gonna be a bad guy, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, like CM Punk was dissing him and stuff.
They were, I don't know if they were trying to pay homage to, Jerry Lawler. They were going back and forth. I mean, Michael Cole would say some kind of heelish stuff, but then he would stay face most of the time. JBL was all over the place. I think they were just kind of doing damage control, but overall, I thought they did a great job. And I hate to say this because I really love Jerry Lawler. I honestly, for the first time, because a lot of people don't know that, pretty much everybody knows this, that Jerry Lawler doesn't even pretty much watch SmackDown. I mean, the rumors have always said, he does Raw, and then he never watches SmackDown. So when he commentates the pay-per-view, he doesn't really pay attention. He doesn't really know about the other guys. So for me, I thought JBL did a hell of a lot better job than Lawler's done on a pay-per-view. I thoroughly enjoyed JBL on commentary.
JBL, he did a good job. I'm not going to even lie.
He did flip-flop a lot, and it was kind of annoying where he'd be praising somebody for this, but then the very next sentence it would contradict himself. But overall, he did a good job.
Yeah, he did.
He did a good job. What was the low point of the pay-per-view for you, sir?
Actually, to be honest, was Kane and Daniel Bryan actually winning the tag team titles because like their little feud angle management thing, like it's kind of, it'll be hard to actually see them being successful knowing that they actually hate each other and just winning on accident.
No, I love that. I think it's awesome. Me personally, I love it. But we have a lot of other people go through. You have a YouTube channel you would like to pimp out to everybody.
Yeah, I hit for AHIDFIR.
All right, thank you very much for your call tonight. Let's see here. I want to thank everybody for calling in here on the pay-per-view. Let's do a quick recap. If you guys are just joining and you don't know what the hell just happened, what went on at Night of Champions, the pre-show match, Zack Ryder won. The opening contest was a fatal four-way. In the end, Sin Cara put a mask on The Miz. Miz went into the corner. Cody Rhodes was going to hit a crossroads on Sin Cara, but Miz bumped into Cody, hit a skull-crushing finale for the pin with a mask still on. 1, 2, 3. He retained his title. Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler. Randy Orton did a judo throw to Dolph Ziggler in one hell of a match and hit an RKO out of nowhere. Awesome job. Eve Torres filled in for Caitlyn, who was attacked mysteriously by somebody covering their face, and Eve Torres is your new Divas champion. Sheamus had the bro kick reinstated before from Booker T. He retained his title. John Cena versus CM Punk. Cena won the match, grabs the title, comes back in. The referee, Chad Patton, says no. Both of your shoulders were down, and still WWE champion is CM Punk. And the anger management, Kane and Daniel Bryan won. Last time to become number one contenders, Kane chokeslammed Daniel Bryan on top for the pin. And I should have thought about that tonight. Kane went up top. Daniel Bryan saved him. Kane pushes him away. Daniel Bryan runs over, throws Kane off, and lands on top of Kofi for the 1, 2, 3. And then backstage, they were trying to say, "I'm champion." No, I'm champion. And Dr. Shelby's like, "Hey, get here." And is trying to congratulate him and get him to say stuff to each other. And Kane walks away, and Daniel Bryan says, "See, I'm the champion." He comes back over, "See, you have nothing to say." Dumps Gatorade on him. "I'm going to Disneyland." Awesome job. Oh, God, I really enjoyed the pay-per-view. Guys, if you're watching, make sure to hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. Let's take a few more calls here, talk about the main event. If you have something you want to talk about, say your name. Let's see. What's up? Who is this?
This is Will.
Hi, Will, man. What about Night of Champions? Give me your high and low point and what you thought of the pay-per-view overall.
I really liked the John Cena versus CM Punk match, not to be spamming or anything, but it was pretty good.
All right. What was good about it? The match in general, how it ended, Paul Heyman's involvement. What did you like about it?
I just like the back and forth, type feeling. That's all that's always a good thing in a good match.
Okay. All right. What was the low point for you of the pay-per-view?
When Ted DiBiase getting eliminated.
I have been really happy to see Ted DiBiase come back. I saw a house show footage of him wrestling, and I actually really miss seeing Ted DiBiase. I never really liked Legacy, but I liked Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really make any sense just to, okay, here's Ted DiBiase. Oh, yeah. And then he just comes in. He's like, what? I think he was the first person to get eliminated.
Heath was.
Wow.
Heath was. You have all those guys. You have Drew McIntyre. I mean, it's a WWE battle royale. None of the guys really matter.
All the great talent, but I like the part where it came down to, I think it was, yeah, it was
Tensai and Ryder?
Tensai and Zack Ryder and the primetime players. I'm like, okay, I don't really care at this point who wins, you know.
But Zack Ryder did go on to win. Okay, what would you rate it out of 10? What would you give the pay-per-view, sir?
About maybe 7 or a 6.
6 or 7 out of 10. All right, sir. Do you want to pimp out a YouTube channel?
I want to actually pimp out other people's.
Go for it.
I like to pimp out WWE Wrestling Fan and Josh for GM.
All right, thanks
Those
for
are
your
my
call, sir.
homies.
All right, let's see here. Oh, God, I'm missing a bunch of calls. What is up? Who is this? All right, what was your high and low point of the pay-per-view, and what did you think about it overall?
My high point was John Cena in the CM Punk match, and I thought that it was, and I gave it like an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. What was the low point of the night for you?
Zack Ryder not winning.
Zack Ryder not winning. I guess I have mixed feelings about it because he kind of was on a win streak. I mean, I think he was on a 3 or 4 match win streak.
Yeah.
I don't know where Antonio Cesaro is going to go. Overall, you honestly thought that CM Punk and John Cena did you think it was the best match of the night? Is that what you said?
Well, it was either that or Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler. But I thought that they worked that match pretty well.
All right.
I didn't like the finish.
You didn't like the finish. If you were the creative writer, I'm gonna put it in your hands. You know that the feud has to carry on. How would you have scripted that match?
I think Paul Heyman should have interfered in some way. That way, John Cena would have had an excuse for coming back to Hell in a Cell as in a rematch.
There you go. There's your opinion.
But I also think that the way I would have wrote it was CM Punk would have lost at Hell in a Cell. Triple H would have came back, and then at Survivor Series you would have had like a team Triple H versus a team Heyman, like with Brock Lesnar and CM Punk.
That's a possibility that's still happening though. That's definitely a possibility. I think things will start to get wild on Monday Night Raw, and Triple H will come back, and they'll set up some at Survivor Series. I think that's a possibility. All right, you have a YouTube channel you want to pimp out?
Oh, yeah, WWE Heel Nation.
All right, thank you very much for your call, sir. All right, let's go through a couple more. Let me know what you thought of the pay-per-view. 619-618-0268. 619-618. We got people calling in. I'm trying to answer the people that have called in the most here. What is up? Who is this?
Hey, what's going on?
Make sure mute the stream, sir.
All right, 1 second.
All right. What was the high and the low for you, and what do you think of the pay-per-view overall?
The highest point I'll have to probably say between Kane and Daniel Bryan winning the match in the tag team.
Okay. All right.
And probably the lowest point I'll probably say. I mean, it's like a high point, but then it's like a low point as well. I say between John Cena and CM Punk. I mean, because it's like I kind of have mixed feelings as far as possibly what was going on. I guess between Paul Heyman not actually being involved within the match. Because if you're actually familiar with Paul Heyman's line of work, he actually participates more as a manager.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the thing that they're trying to instill in us, though, and they're trying to make us question is, what is Paul Heyman's role here? A lot of people think it's to run a stable, to possibly have an NWO, to go out there and cost people matches. But then there's also people saying that, he's going to come out there and play it kind of down the middle. That way, now that we have Booker T versus AJ going crazy, some people are speculating that Paul Heyman might become the next GM. And that would cause a Paul Heyman versus Team Triple H feud at Survivor Series.
Well, either way, I mean, if Paul Heyman was to be GM or if he was to actually run a stable that could be, either NWO or something else in between the lines, I think that it would still be good for business. But I don't honestly agree on the fact that it's like that, that they're actually holding him back as far as what he do best either.
So you want to go out and have him cost people. You want him to kind of be that guy that pushes him over, kind of in the corner of CM Punk. Now, do you only want him to manage CM Punk? I mean, who else do you see in the stable? Do you see Tensai, Big Show, like a reunion of the Paul Heyman guys, or do you see a new stable coming about?
I mean, if they were to bring like a good stable in, I would honestly say, bring in like people like Big Show, as far as Tensai, because both of the guys are actually heels in their own respectable right, but then also bring other superstars that's not actually in the spotlight at the moment, because you do have like superstars on the roster that isn't, getting any proper shine on the television at the moment.
So kind of like in Laurinaitis' thing when they were trying to get Hawks and Hawkins, God, I can't even think of it, Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex in, where they had him kind of being security, kind of a part of the entourage, something like that, just to get him on TV, I guess.
Right.
Anybody in particular, one person that you'd want to see be a part of a Paul Heyman stable?
Oh, it's a good question. That's really a good question, because at the moment, I mean, there's a lot of people that I actually think that could work out within the stable, but then also at the same time they couldn't. I mean, because it all depends on the people or the people within the roster that actually have, the talent to actually go ahead and carry within the stable, because you just don't want anybody within it.
Absolutely. I think off the top of my head, the guys that I think could pull off a stable, just because they've been in the stable before, are like Cody Rhodes, because, he was part of Legacy.
Right.
He did a good job. I think Cody could do it. Obviously, Brock Lesnar, if he comes back. I don't know how many dates he's got left. You have CM Punk.
If they wasn't really doing the storyline like how they have Daniel Bryan and Kane, I mean, because basically, I mean, it's a good thing that they're the tag team champions, but then I would also have thought that Daniel Bryan would be a perfect fit for the heel stable as well, being at the point of the career that he's going at the direction at the moment.
I think this is actually better for Daniel Bryan's career. I mean, in my opinion, I mean, I would prefer him to be a champion, but if he's not going to be a champion, at least he is, a tag champion, and at least keeps him in the spotlight, because compared to Raw, those anger management sessions, in my opinion, are the greatest thing going for Raw right now.
Right.
So that's the way. I'm just excited to see JBL announced tomorrow. I think that they inked a deal for at least through tomorrow's Raw. After that, I don't know what's going to happen. But overall, what would you give the show?
I'm sorry? As far as the rating?
Yeah, what would you give it?
Oh, the rating, I'll say probably 8.0 out of 10. I mean, it wasn't all the best. I mean, because I'm not gonna say it wasn't the best. I mean, it was pretty good as far as showcasing a different turn of events for most of the matches. But then it's like at the same time, I guess like with the Divas matches, I wasn't really agreeing with. And I guess now at this point, who's actually watching any of the Divas? I mean, because that's also one of the things that I did want to ask you as well, if you don't mind.
Yeah. As far as I don't know. I mean, I was really excited to see Caitlyn come out, and we always knew that Eve would be getting there. People thought she'd be a special guest referee or triple threat match. I thought it was kind of a tacky way. I think they at least could have shown Caitlyn getting attacked, because now it could be anybody. I mean, Eve was trying to act like, play it off like it could have been her, but it could be anybody. I mean, for all we know, it could be fucking Karma. I mean, so that's where
Go ahead.
What?
I was about to say, go ahead, continue what you were saying, because I meant to cut you off.
I don't know. I mean, as far as, I think Layla needs to drop the title, and she did. That was my only reservations about the Divas. That's it. I just wanted Layla to drop it.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I don't mean to keep cutting you off. I'm just trying to ask questions as well.
No, go for it. Go for it.
As far as the Divas go, in the state of condition, as far as the Diva roster right now, do you actually think that they're actually trying to be too cute nowadays, or smiling too much on the camera, instead of basically trying to put on a good wrestler show for the crowd?
I don't think WWE wants them to put on a wrestling show. Honestly, I don't think they care about going out there. I mean, the fact that SummerSlam normally showcases divas in kind of like a, bikini contest or whatever, the fact that you downgraded them on the biggest show of the summer to dancing with Kevin Rudolph, that to me signified how dead the division really is.
I mean, because, I look at a lot of the Divas matches between Raw, SmackDown, and a lot of the pay-per-views that happens to come on, over the years. And there's Divas that actually has a lot of potential, to beat, to actually put on a good show. But, I mean, this goes as well with the talent, the whole talent of the rosters altogether. And it's like WWE has the rosters, they just got them handcuffed, to the maximum degree. I mean, because a lot of the wrestlers, they can actually put on a good promo, they can actually put on a good match, but it's one of the simple facts that it's like that they're holding their potential back.
Well, I think we'll see more when the new shows debut. the main event. You have. I was surprised as far as Divas go that Cameron came back without any consequences. I was very surprised to see her back in Night of Champions tonight. After how careful and consideration they've been, with all the problems, especially with AW getting fired. I was surprised that she came out. I really was. I think Cameron and Naomi need to wrestle eventually. I think they need to break away from Brodus Clay. I think Brodus Clay needs a rebranding, and Cameron and Naomi deserve to be wrestlers.
Well, I actually like the fact of how they did the Funkasaurus gimmick, but then it's like it's kind of weird how WWE's been acting as far as making these storylines, because you have like how Brodus Clay was supposed to be, the big heel, even though there was a lot of monster heels at the time, and then they debuted him as the Funkasaurus. It's the same thing like how they how they redebuted Kane when Kane made his return. He came back with the mask, but at the same time, how did he basically acquire the mask, or what made him decide to go ahead and get it story-wise? There's a lot of blanks within the field these days.
WWE does a lot of blanks within the storyline. So, all right, sir, do you have a YouTube channel, Twitter, anything you want to pimp out?
YouTube.com/JBlackHeart2.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for your call tonight. I appreciate talking to you.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, God damn it. I accidentally hit that button. All right, let's see. Let's take one more call here. Oh, Jesus Christ. I missed the call. 602, call in again. I'll pick it up. You've called in 50 times. I'm not trying. That call ran a little late, but I enjoy talking to people that, have something to say. If you're going to call in, let me know your high point, your low point, and what would you give the rating of the pay-per-view. 602, give me a call again. I'll pick it up. I'm waiting for it. All right, here we go. All right, sir, 50 calls. What do you got to talk about Night of Champions? What's your low? What's your high? And what would you give the show overall?
So first of all is that I want to talk about CM Punk and John Cena. And so wondering what's the future for them, because it was a good decision having a draw. So they have a reason to have him on Hell in a Cell. And seeing what they're going to do with the coming pay-per-views with Hell in a Cell, Survivor Series, and TLC. So my predictions is seeing them in a triple threat match at Royal Rumble. That'll be the most realistic prediction, I believe.
Are you talking between throwing in The Rock in there?
Yeah, because I really do see possibly at TLC seeing Punk win the championship from Cena. Basically saying that in Survivor Series, Cena will win the title, then Punk will win it back in TLC, and then Cena will have a rematch clause, and he will use it at Royal Rumble, making it a triple threat.
I wouldn't be against it. I personally, I think that'd be more of a WrestleMania match, though.
Yeah.
If it was me, I think it'd be more of a WrestleMania match. What was your low point for the night? What didn't you enjoy in that pay-per-view?
It would be the Zack Ryder winning the Battle Royal.
That was a low point for you.
Yeah, that was a low point.
Who did you want to win?
Want to see Zack Ryder win that. It could have been Ted DiBiase, Damien Sandow, other people that really deserve it, not like Zack Ryder. That was my opinion.
Yeah, but they're basically, whoever's going to win is going to go up and get squashed by Sandow. I mean, not Sandow, Antonio Cesaro. So, I mean, you throw in Tyson Kidd or any one of those guys that should have been in there, Ted DiBiase. And I like Ted DiBiase, don't get me wrong. But you would have put him in there and they just would have got squashed by Cesaro, and it doesn't mean anything. People already associate Zack Ryder with getting this huge build and then falling off the face of the map. So it kind of puts him in that jobber role. I think it's a good thing that we didn't see Wade Barrett or one of those guys come out and lose to Cesaro. But that's just my personal opinion. What would you give it overall? Did you enjoy the pay-per-view?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, better than other pay-per-views we had this year. I'll probably give it a 7.5 to an 8.
7.5 out of 8. All right, sir, do you have a YouTube channel on Pimp Out?
Yes, it is Rip Holly 2000.
All right, Rip Holly 2000. Thank you very much for your call, sir. That'll pretty much do it for the pay-per-view. I think we covered everything. Wade Barrett didn't make an appearance. Ryback didn't make an appearance. Damien Sandow, I don't think, make an appearance. Overall, it was a good pay-per-view. My personal rating, I'd give it about an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed the matches. I was pissed off that Sheamus retained his title, but I think they're going to go along the lines of Wade Barrett versus Sheamus down the road. I just think that's where we're going to go. So I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. My voice is going. So I'm going to go ahead and end it. Cena won on screen. Well, that's what happens in the world. So let's recap it really quick if you're just joining us and you're wondering what the hell happened on Night of Champions. Anger Management won the titles. Miz retained. Zack Ryder won the Battle Royale pre-show, lost to Antonio Cesaro. Dolph Ziggler lost to Randy Orton. He had him in a sleeper hold. Randy throws him off. He comes over. Randy Orton judo throws him straight up in the air. RKO for the victory. Alberto Del Rio lost to Sheamus. The Bro Kick was reinstated right beforehand. John Cena and CM Punk went in a finisher extravaganza. Each one of them hit 2 finishers, a rock bottom, a Macho Man elbow, but in the end, Cena hit a German suplex from the second rope on CM Punk, and both their shoulders were down for the 1, 2, 3. Kind of a shit finish, but that's the way it ends, guys. Raw is up on screen, so I want to thank you very much for joining us. It has been a good show. I want to give a shout-out to Booker T, and JBL tonight. They did a wonderful job. I thought Booker T, he kind of sold the whole, reinstating the Bro Kick. After all the evidence, I just thought it was kind of a shitty thing to do, the way he was saying. And I wish it would have came out mid-match. But JBL, shout out to you, sir. You did an absolutely fantastic job. I can't wait to see JBL more on WWE programming. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. I'm Tubby Emu. We'll see you all later. Have a good night, guys.